everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to a quick mod spotlight update on Silent Gear 0.4.0 through 0.4.2. I've set everything up for 0.4.0 now, and after I finish telling you all about that, I'm going to set up for 4.1 and 4.2. Going to go from there. The first thing that 0.4.0 adds for us is Netherwood. So Netherwood is found in all over the Nether. It's a new tree type added. And as you can see, of course it's going to grow on netherrack. I mean, it grows in the nether to begin with, but once you get a sapling in the nether, you can grow it on grass, you can grow it on coarse dirt, you can grow it on podzol, just like anything else. So, I'm going to grow these up. There we are. As you can see, it's a pretty funky looking tree. Nice purple leaves, got some blue highlight in there, but the big thing is the wood. So I'm going to go into... Come on. I'm going to go into survival for a second. Chop down some of this wood. Oh, yeah. And that's what the wood looks like on the inside. Bright orange. And if you turn it into a log, it's kind of like it's a very dark orange, like a red orange, with some purple in there as well. It's a very unique block and not one that I've really seen in modded, so I'm sure people can find a use for it. Another thing about this wood is as you chop down leaves, you have a chance for, of course, the sapling to drop, but there's also a new type of food as well. And as luck would have it, of course, one is not going to drop for me. Ugh. Whatever, we plan for this. So you have this nether banana. The nether banana, let me do one more thing for you. Go to hard real quick. Game mode S. And I'm going to do some damage to myself. Show you how much that this heals us up for. Alright. 3 haunches of meat down. Oh, so about 2.5. 2.5 haunches are recovered for your saturation whenever you eat one of these bananas. Now before these slimes overrun me, set this back to peaceful. And this. So 3 haunches from the nether banana. The next thing we're going to get into is some changes with the crafting station. So I'm going to show available parts. I've already shown you this before, but I have not shown you this sort order. So you have just your basic sort right here, which is oak wood planks. This is all by item ID. But you can sort it by name, and sorting it by name is in alphabetical order. Sort by how much durability each item uses, so obsidian of course adds the most. So, however, once you exit out of the screen and go back to the crafting station, show available parts, it's back to the default again, which is fine by me. Another 2 new things that are also added for parts are the nether wood sticks, which are crafted just how you would any other stick, but you use nether wood to do it, and that makes a tool rod for you. Durability 100%, it's just a basic tool rod. And also have rough rods. So rough rods, the tooltips right there, can be used to craft tools like in vanilla, but has some negative effects. Good for emergencies. That negative effect is one of the next things I'm going to go over, which is crude. So this rough rod has crude 3 on it, and that is going to reduce my synergy bonus. If you recall in the previous video I did, you have some things that provide synergistic to you. Synergistic improves your synergy bonus whenever you're crafting silent gear tools and armor. This will undo all of that. So it's good for emergencies, not much else. Another trait that was added is holy, which will do more damage to undead. The only thing that has holy on it right now is the lapis coated upgrade. And I believe Silent plans on actually making a specific tool part for that will have the holy on it, and it will not stick. It will not stay on the lapis coated upgrade. Also fine by me. And that's going to cover 0.4.0. Oh, no it is not. So, got this stone, I have this gold pickaxe. The gold pickaxe is almost dead. And so, if you look down at the bottom, it says, my gold pickaxe has broken. And it needs to be repaired. So it's just a, you can hear it break. But now you have the, now you have a little visual reminder down at the bottom of the screen. And I'm going to pause that whenever it does happen, because it did not stick on nearly as long as I wanted it to. But you have a notification of when something breaks. Also, you have this blueprint book. So the blueprint book is crafted with 3 blueprint paper and a standard book. Where are you? There you are. So this has not been fully implemented yet. 3 blueprint paper, a book. This has not been fully implemented yet. What's going to happen is you will be able to select whatever blueprint is inside your book, and right now I have the katana, dagger, and sword. But eventually you're going to be able to choose what's in your book, so you can just set it on the table, like, oh, it's set to the katana, and I can make my katana piece right here. You'll also be able to dye it different colors as well. So it's incomplete, but it's there, and it is usable. So make good use of it. And just because I have 3 blueprints in here in this book, I can still put it in a chest. It just saves on some storage space, especially for people who like to make a lot of the blueprints. And finally, the salvager and supercharger textures. I'm actually kind of glad that I'm not glad about that. So if you look at this in my hand, the supercharger texture is kind of complete, and it is still usable, but I have this black strip at the up at the top. So this was this is not a 16 by 16 block. This is a 16 by 12 by 16 block. So it needs to be the texture just needs to be finished a little bit more to fit into a 16 by 16 cube. And also the salvager is complete. So the salvager texture is complete, rather. It's very pink, and I like it. So I'm glad I'm in survival right now. I'm going to give myself a pickaxe and show you a little issue with the supercharger block. So iron pickaxe will break the salvager just fine. Then I can place it back down again. An iron pickaxe will break the supercharger just fine. But if you saw that, it did not break as it broke as if I was in creative. So I'm going to report that to silent. Also, if I have a completely bare hand and break it, it breaks as if I was in creative, and I do not get that item back. If you do have a supercharger, make sure you break it with a pickaxe. Otherwise, you will not get it back, and it's an expensive block. So make sure you don't make that mistake, and I will report that to silent. Supercharger. So yeah, 2 charging agent tier 1s. Oh, I guess it's not as expensive as I thought. Chaos iron and a diamond. But still, make sure you break it the normal way. Alright, I'll be back with you after I set up for 0.4.1. I'm back to go over the small changes that happened with 0.4.1. There weren't very many, but first and foremost, Crimson Iron and Crimson Steel now have their actual textures. So before, all you had was the standard magenta and black broken texture icon in here. Well, now everything is perfectly fine. And as you can see on this armor stand, both are working properly. Actually, all armor is working properly. So it's no longer the untextured mess that it was. You can actually wear the Silent Gear armor, and it looks good. So, if you're still using the Silent Gem gear, you can now switch to Silent Gear. Yeah. Also, some new traits were added in 0.4.1, primarily the Ancient trait. And the Ancient trait just gives you more experience from any block you break and any mob that gives experience. So I gave a pickaxe right here just to show. Let's see, I can give myself some coal. So, give myself some coal ore. I have 3 experience points right now. Let's see how much I get. Actually, you know, really not that much. You'll probably have to kill some mobs to really see the big difference. But, for now, Ancient is in here. And you get it from End Rods. You also have Eroded and Magmatic. What Eroded does is it increases the harvest speed and decreases attack damage as the gear gets as the gear and the tools get damaged. So I have Eroded 3 on here and Magmatic 1, and you get that from Netherrack, only Netherrack. I had some wood and some coal ore just to show you how it works, but it works just like any other auto smelting enchantment from any other mod. So if you break wood, you're going to get charcoal. If you break coal ore, you'll immediately get coal. Only 1 piece though. And we also have Refractive. Refractive is probably the most overpowered thing that's been added to Silence so far. If you have Refractive on your gear, then that means you will automatically place lights wherever you go. Permanent lights. So I have this in my inventory right now, this stone sword that has a glowstone upgrade to it. Glowstone upgrades are the tip upgrades are the only thing that apply. Set it to midnight. And you see I am surrounded by light. And I can go anywhere with this sword, and you see that it's lighting up around me. If you stand in one place, the light will fill in around you as well. These lights are, like I said before, they are permanent. So you could permanently light up your base just from walking around. I can remove it from my hotbar. I don't even have to have it selected. And light will still continue. So this is incredibly overpowered, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I mean, it makes it really easy to light up your base without having to do anything. No torch spammage, no glowstone spammage. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but it's in the pack now. It's called Refractive, and it's there. Another thing about the Refractive is this is actually placing phantom light everywhere, but if I show hitboxes, there's nothing there. So I have the hitboxes of the armor stand, but it doesn't actually show these phantom lights under any circumstance. I can move my mouse cursor anywhere I want and I'll never see those lights. Well, that is 0.4.1, and I'm going to set up for 0.4.2. Looking over the change logs for 0.4.2, it's mostly configuration changes. So you can actually go into your Silent Gear config, and you can set flaxseed drop weight. You can change the blue flowers for making blueprint paper. You can disable it, dimension blacklist, all that good stuff. And also there's some configuration changes for the netherwood trees, similar to the flower stuff. You can flat out disable them, or you can just limit how often they spawn. Shovels no longer make paths when sneaking. Nothing was really added. It's just some streamlining of the mod. So I'm not going to go over 0.4.2, but I hope that you did enjoy this episode, and I'll make more as more updates come out. Hopefully not. It won't take as long as it did for this one to come out. Missed 3 updates. But I am Kelly Engineering. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.